What's going on, guys? So as promised, the counselor stats table is now live on my website. So those of you that want to check it out yourselves, you can just follow the link in the description and it will bring you there. A lot of you out there seemed to really like the Jason table, which is great for two big reasons. One, enough people got use out of it that it was worth the time invested on it, and two, I think you'll like the counselor one a decent bit more since the stats are way more variable than just the strengths and weaknesses that a Jason has. But we're going to do something a little bit different for this table reveal video. Instead of just giving you guys a link and saying to go check it out yourselves, in this video, I'll actually be using the table to go through each attribute, and we'll check out the leading counselors for each one. So while I never actually covered counselor stats in any of my videos, this one will fill that spot. Anyway, let's get to the table. So here we have the counselor stats table. It may be worth mentioning real quick that this isn't actually the only item on the page that may be useful to you guys. I've also included a breakdown of their attributes, just quick descriptions of what each one actually means and what they do, a link over to the Jason stats table in case you guys want to check that out, and also screen captures of the character selection screen of each counselor, and then a brief description of their strengths, neutrals, and weaknesses. At launch, there are 10 playable counselors in the game. Each counselor has 35 points distributed across 7 possible skills. And as you can imagine, most of the counselors are strong in some areas and weak in others. The good thing about this is there's a good variation in the counselors and their attributes, so you're bound to find one or many that you enjoy playing. And before we get into it, I'd just like to say, don't read too heavily into this. While this information is accurate and gives you a good insight into how a particular counselor is going to play, you'll most likely be able to find fun ways to play each and every counselor in the game. I myself definitely plan on trying out all of the counselors. I'd definitely like to get an escape under my belt with each and every one. So although I definitely see myself gravitating towards high stealth counselors, I'm not going to let it hold me back from enjoying other counselors that are in the game. With all of that being said, let's check out the elite counselors for every attribute. First up, we have composure. Composure is said to reduce the rate that fear increases for a counselor and also make it easier to break free from Jason when he grabs you. Since a higher level of fear makes it easier for Jason to sense you with his sense ability, high composure works excellent with high stealth since stealth already reduces Jason's ability to sense. So while Jenny, Adam, and AJ all have high or very high composure, it seems like Jenny and AJ get the most out of this because not only does their fear increase slower, but Jason already has a harder time sensing them. On the other hand, Adam's high composure works well with his very high strength, allowing him to get up close and personal to Jason to dish out damage. Normally, getting too close to Jason would raise a counselor's fear too high, but since Adam's got the high composure, this really helps. Next up, we have luck. Luck is said to increase weapon durability as well as give minor increases to many other stats, though it's not clear how these minor increases actually work. The interesting thing to mention about luck is that Chad and Jenny have the highest luck of all the counselors, which again increases their weapon durability, but they also have some of the lowest strength out there. It's a bit contradictory, but maybe the minor increases to the other stats actually makes a big difference that we don't know about. Now on to intelligence. Intelligence is a very straightforward ability. It increases repair effectiveness. This basically means that little skill check minigame that you need to do to fix anything is a lot easier with a higher intelligence level. It's pretty helpful when you consider that failing one of these skill checks alerts Jason to your position or what you're doing. Leading the table for intelligence, we have Eric, Deborah, and AJ. What's cool to see about this is all 3 of these counselors also have very high stealth. This means that the counselors with the highest intelligence also generate less noise and are harder for Jason to sense. This makes it much easier for them to get into key areas of gameplay and repair things that need fixing. Pretty cool to see this correlation between intelligence and stealth. Now we have speed. This one is pretty straightforward. It increases overall top speed. Leading this attribute is Vanessa. She's got 10 for speed and 9 for stamina. So not only is she the fastest counselor in the game, but she's also tied for the highest stamina, meaning she can run for longer than other counselors. She's faster and can run for longer. Pretty powerful and annoying combination for any Jason. And as far as speed goes, although Chad has higher speed than Brandon probably gets more out of it given his high stamina. Although Brandon kind of just seems like a boy Vanessa due to his high speed and high stamina, it's cool to see how he's maxed out on strength and so quick as well. Now for stamina. Stamina increases the amount of stamina available and also reduces the stamina cost of actions. To no surprise, here again we see Vanessa and Brandon. But also leading this attribute, we have Tiffany. While Tiffany has lower speed than both Vanessa and Brandon, she benefits from her high stamina and has maximum possible stealth. This makes Tiffany the only only high stealth counselor in the game who also is fast with high stamina. But with an intelligence level of 1, it really seems like her playstyle is hide and survive. Definitely doesn't seem like a team player. Though there may be value in luring Jason away and then being able to hide from him after the fact. As I mentioned earlier, stealth is kind of my go-to attribute, so it's nice to see that there are a lot of counselors on the higher end of this skill. The highest stealth characters are Tiffany, AJ, Deborah, and Eric. Again, Tiffany benefits from her high stamina and speed, AJ's high stealth works excellent with her higher composure and high intelligence, and while Deborah and Eric both have high stealth, they both have maximum possible intelligence, making them excellent for flying under Jason's radar and repairing things as effectively as possible. Now on to the final counselor attribute, which is strength. Strength increases attack damage with weapons and reduces the stamina cost of combat actions. Brandon and Adam are actually the only two counselors in the game with high strength. Brandon's high strength level benefits from his high stamina and speed, while Adam's benefits from his high composure as well as the balance he has with intelligence and speed. I'd like to just give a quick shout out to Kenny, as he didn't make it to the top of any of these lists due to his absolute balance of skills at 5s across the board. This does not mean he's a bad choice, it just means he's not excellent at anything and he's not terrible at anything. But that's it for the counselor stat table, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think or what counselors you're most looking forward to playing as. And as always, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video and subscribe for future Friday the 13th content, including daily uploads once the game is released. Also worth mentioning real quick, because I'm going to leave you guys with this gameplay in the background, as I was finally able to find this recording and I've kind of been wanting to use it, just not able to locate it. I encountered a pretty game-breaking bug and you'll see what happens next. Anyway guys, until next time, thank you for watching the video. No luck with a pocket knife, and I'm relatively certain Jason's in the area.
Got the keys and the gas, but I only got a battery.
This Jason is straight killing it. I think the phone's in this area. We're gonna go look. I mean, we could totally troll him and go to the spot where he's unable to kill us, but if this Jason's killing us all off, we're just gonna let it happen instead of making you guys sit here and watch me sit under a bridge for 20 minutes. The phone's got to be over here. Jason's just guarding the area so heavily. I think it's on this big cabin over here. So he was in the area, and it sounds like he teleported out. I don't know where the phone is in this house. Jason's gonna teleport back shortly.
Is this the police?
He's gonna break the box.
Help! Please, Jason's here! Oh, thank God! Please send help! Cam could...
Ah, we were so close! Oh. I'm stuck on the phone.
Gas is in the 4-seater.
No! I can't see anything. This is how we're gonna die, guys. This is how it's gonna happen. We had all that great gameplay, and oh, Jason fixed us. So that's unfortunate. I mean, once this beta's up, I'm gonna compile everything from all of my streams and go ahead and make a sort of bug video, not necessarily to call it the developers. I think they did an excellent job, but just some quick things that they maybe be able to look at and say, oh shit, this needs to be fixed for this reason. At least that was a cool death. But as you guys saw, Jason broke the box while we were calling the police, and the camera got stuck on the phone, and we couldn't actually follow our character.